Oh, hello, and welcome back to Intimate Wisdom. You're with your friend Sharon, and today our special guest, whom I'm interviewing today, is Tracey Mancer from Whakamaramara. Okay, see, I'm getting that right, aren't I?
No.
Oh no!
It's whakamarama. So it's the marama is the moon. It's whakamarama.
Oh, I'm saying mara. Whakamaramara.
Yeah, no, it's whakamarama.
Marama.
To imagine, which means to illuminate. Is the translation, the Māori translation.
So guess what? Do you know what I'm going to have to do?
Illuminate.
Oh, I want to do that too. Well, but we just did this live this morning.
I know, I was going to tell you, but I thought, I'm the
fucking mara. So it's whakamara.
It's whakamarama. It's the moon.
Not
the marama. So it's marama, the moon, and whaka, which can be or waka or whatever, but it's whakamarama, which translates to illuminate. So it's marama with whaka in front of it.
So in your waka, and you're illuminated by the moon.
Yes, you're paddling around. And we saw the moon last night, so that was fabulous.
We did. Oh, wasn't that beautiful?
That's marama. So we're in whakamarama.
Marama. Oh gosh. Well, I'm going to have to go back and. Well, okay. If anybody Googles it, they'll
work it out.
They'll sort it. I don't have to apologise.
It had it on the screen.
Oh yeah, of course it did. Yeah,
sweet.
It did. Anyway, so welcome everyone. We got that sorted. All right. Now, my guest Tracey is a very good friend whom we just love to come and visit her in her space. She's a delightful home. She's on a lifestyle blog that she runs on her own, but we'll get back into that later. But what Tracey is an energetic alchemist.
I so love that name. I feel special.
And what is an energetic alchemist? Well, when Tracey has a vision for something, she goes with it and she turns it into a reality. So she's got some stories to tell you about being a catalyst, but we'll get into that later also, because she's got some funny stories to tell you. Anyway, so she keeps us amused quite often. So Tracey, welcome to Intimate Wisdom.
Why, thank you, Sharon. And it's lovely to be here.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful, and
I feel very privileged.
Well, I'm grateful that you're actually wanting to come and do this and have fun with it at the same time, because it's like I've said to everybody, there's nothing here rehearsed. It's real life, and and we haven't got any lines. If we fluff them, well, that's okay.
We've got the F word to cover it. Could be the fluff word or whatever.
Yeah, the fluff word. Yeah, fluff word. Yeah. So, Trace, and it's really comfortable here because we've got the fire going. Okay, it's wet and cold. Actually, it's damp cold. And it's the first day it's actually felt like that since we've been here. But, we've got the fire going. We're all relaxed, and it's just been a very special time. We were actually meant to be here to help you pruning.
I know, but the weather said no.
No, so we just all kind of sat around and watched movies and had a great time.
I know, that was much more fun.
Oh, no, yeah.
Much
you
easier.
Get to relax after a long week at work.
I do.
Yeah.
It's a long time since I've had one of those.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, so Tracey, where were you born?
I was born in Palmerston North, actually.
Oh, Palmy. Wow.
I don't remember it. We didn't. Apparently, parents lived in Rongatia. And then Dad shifted around quite a lot until I was school age.
Yep.
So then I suppose most of my growing up was done in Auckland.
Oh, right.
In Freeman's Bay and Ponsonby, which everyone goes, ooh.
Oh, Ponsonby.
Yeah. But when I was growing up, it wasn't. It was a predominantly Polynesian suburb of Auckland. It was considered the poor area of Auckland. Mm-hmm. But it was it's very few people can say that they were white and a minority at school.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So that's shifted and changed over the years, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's very high, high end.
Yeah, what changed it was Carlos Days. You know when they went through Carlos Days? So then people realised that if you live that close to town, you can walk into town or it's a quick bus ride.
Yes.
And that's when it started changing and people started buying old villas and doing them up. Well, Dad did as well. Mm. But we actually grew up, I think it was a social housing experiment. where we grew up was they built townhouses in a U shape with a common in the middle for the children to play in. But all the houses were side by side with little alleyways. So it was quite different. It was leasehold harbour board land, so but it was quite different.
And it's interesting about Carlos Days because I do remember them well. Because I remember Dad, we only had one car, and Mum and Dad only had Saturdays and Sundays off, and Dad chose Sunday for the Carlos Day.
That sucked, didn't it?
Didn't it?
Yeah.
And every like 5 days a week, he caught the bus to work. Mum would walk to work. Us kids would walk to school, but he chose Sunday as the Carlos Day. I'll tell you what, my mother was fuming.
I can imagine.
I think she wanted to kill him, actually, because then that stuffed up all the weekend plans for family,
family outings, especially if you weren't using it during the week.
I know. It's parked in the bloody garage, for God's sakes. Yeah, anyway. Oh, excuse my language. Yeah.
I'll wait till you hear mine.
So, Tracey, you talked about, okay, so your early childhood. So what was that like for you?
Apart from growing up being a minority white person, which was interesting, but it was fine because, as a kid, you don't really notice that. You just think, I always think that, apparently I always wanted to get a suntan so I looked like everyone else. From quite a young age, because at one stage Dad went and taught in Te Kau, which is the last settlement before Cape Reinga. And but he didn't have any pieces of paper, so he went up there, and then an education expert told him he needs to go and get pieces of paper, which is why we shifted back to Auckland, so he could get a degree. And then I think Granddad helped him into there. But yes, it wasn't until I grew up I went to the local school. I went to Auckland Girls, which was just up the road from where I lived. It was lovely, but when I started to be a teenager, I started to have a breakdown, and I went to psychologists, and I spent time trying to cut myself up, or trying to kill myself, and doing things like that, and it came back to what had happened in my earlier childhood, which I totally blocked out of my head, which of course was sexual abuse, as you do. But I successfully, a lot of it was I've worked out was when I was really, really young. A lot of it was some of it was before 3, and some of it was after, but a lot of it, the pre-3 stuff, I have the feelings, but not I have flashback memories and feelings of fear in places where obviously it happened, but that didn't come out till much, much later.
And the places you're talking about, the spaces that it happened in?
Yes.
Or that your body?
No, in the spaces that it
happened before you were the age of 3.
Yeah, because I had you have irrational fears about certain bedrooms.
Right, yes, right, sure. Yeah, I understand that.
So but it didn't come out till I was a teenager, and all of that came out, and so I spent a lot of time going to counselling in my teenage years, and even as my adult years, really, because I really lost the plot. I didn't know who I was. I got fat, obviously, and my first job after school didn't help either, because I went to train as a pastry chef. It was a very bad career move for my weight, because it was a Swiss bakery and it was fabulous.
Well, it's interesting, Trace, that you mentioned that, because I did the same thing. I went into chefing because I loved food. But food was an addiction for me. It was a comfort thing for me. And I've met many other people who have said the same thing, that's why they take that career. Because they've got control. They've got more control of what goes on around the food than they do with themselves.
Yes. Well, also too, my mother dieted me. She decided, because Dad was big. I don't remember him being big. I have vague recollections of him being big, but he was 22 stone.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He was a big boy, and Mum had weight issues, so she decided from quite a young age that I would be dieted, so I didn't end up like him, because obviously I took after him. So like when kids went to school, everyone else had sandwiches, and I had Hunt and Palmer crackers because they had less calories.
Oh right, okay. So that started another regime of conditioning for you.
Yeah, so when I got to the bakery, I was like, I can eat anything I want. And I did.
And you did, yeah. All right, because that's one thing you did have control over. You didn't have control over what your mum gave you, but you had control over what happened at the bakery.
Oh, God, yeah. Hot ham and cheese pastries and Danish pastry.
Oh, they just die for, aren't they?
Oh, they
and
are.
I would still love to gob them, but they don't, I love them, but they don't like me anymore. I can't cope. My body doesn't cope with that sort of thing anymore at the pastry. So, but now, can we go back to, and only if you're comfortable with going with this, Trace,
yeah.
But how old were you when you believed you were having a breakdown?
It started when I was in my early teens.
Okay.
I flipped out at school. Yeah, kind of. I think I started damaging myself because and when I started damaging myself, they sent me to psychologists and psychiatrists. And so when I was at high school, I was drugged to the eyeballs by some psychiatrist to try and stop me doing stuff. And then they finally decided that perhaps I should go to a psychologist because that might deal with the issue rather than drugging me to... Because honestly, I think I spent my whole sixth form walking around in a drugged haze.
Okay.
It was designed to have you not have emotions, because if I got angry, I cut myself.
Right.
And I didn't feel happy very often at all.
So where were you cutting yourself?
Oh, mainly on my wrists.
Oh.
That was it. I never knew what to do until I saw that movie. I saw a movie about how to kill yourself, and apparently you should split your wrists, so I started doing that.
Oh my gosh.
So that was not a good movie for me to see, but I did see it. But,
okay.
You know, it was... I didn't manage to succeed because here I am.
And so, did you feel pain while you were cutting?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It was like it was like the pain, it was experiencing the pain that I felt inside.
Okay.
I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm. And so, when you were seeing the psychologist and the psychiatrist, did they delve deeper to find out what the root cause of was, for that?
The psychiatrist, no. Psychologist, yes.
Oh, right.
Psychologists only diagnose that you have emotional issues and give you drugs to deal with it.
Right.
And the psychologist was more about what you should do. So I went to psychologists and counsellors, and, it kind of felt like most of my behaviours were modified by psychologists.
Okay.
And some of them were quite good. One of the most valuable lessons I think, and that wasn't until I was in my early 20s, was, she said, "Do you feel comfortable sitting there?" And I went, "No, not really." She said, "Well, why don't you move? If you're not comfortable, just move." And it was such a basic thing, but it was something that, I suppose because you've been conditioned to stay regardless of whatever's happening, put on the nothing's ever happened face. It didn't occur to me to actually move out of a situation that you're not comfortable in. So it was kind of quite enlightening, really.
It's because these are different responses that we're not trained or taught as children. That it's okay to move something or to shift from. And if you're not comfortable in it, you can do something about it, but that's not what we're taught.
No. You're told to sit up, shut up, and put up with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And
so
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. So that shifted for you.
Yeah.
So how long were you cutting yourself for?
Probably most of my school years, and then I discovered alcohol.
Oh, well, I think a lot of us were.
16, I looked old enough. Because they always check, when you go to booze shops, they always check your hands. Just because that's how they tell how old people are. Like, when you go and you buy, when you're underage and you're a kid, and you go to buy booze, they look at your hands.
I didn't know that.
And my hands have always looked really old.
Oh.
So I got booze from 15. They would just look at my hands and go, "Oh, yeah."
So was it wine, beer, was it spirits?
Oh no, I went straight to spirits.
Oh, right.
I was a rum girl. Consequently, I cannot drink it now.
Oh, of course, yeah.
As you do.
As you do. As you get older, things
Yeah.
Your body starts rejecting these things anyway as we get
older. Oh no, it was one particular night where I got...
Oh, right, you wrote yourself off?
Oh yes, I drove the porcelain bus for a good 4 hours.
Oh my God.
But luckily the house had 2 toilets. That's all I've got to say, because I couldn't lift my head. The moment I sat up, I was back down there again.
So she's given you the clue. A porcelain bus is the bathroom. where you do the little chucky thing,
Yeah,
the Technicolor yawn.
The Technicolor yawn, yeah. Fortunately, this house had two.
4 hours.
Oh, it was terrible.
Gosh. So you must have had like a bit of poisoning.
Oh, I think so.
Alcohol poisoning and just wrecked. So you never drank it again?
No. And then I stopped drinking for a very, very, very long time. Probably about 30 odd years.
Oh, okay.
35 years I probably gave up. After my 21st, because then I got really sick again.
Oh, yes.
So then
alcohol induced.
Correct. You're so perceptive.
Oh, well, maybe we live parallel
lives.
Yeah.
And then after that, I stopped drinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I just stopped drinking. And then I started doing drugs, but that was okay. That didn't have the same effect. And it was different people. You know, like alcohol tends to bring out arguments, makes people aggressive, and and you can't always tell what they're going to do. Whereas when you're hanging out with stoners, they're just funny. They have awesome conversations.
Because it releases all inhibitions, doesn't it?
And even when I was one of my jobs was a taxi driver, I hated picking up drunk people because either they were going to throw up or the other favourite was, because you're a woman, they try to, I don't you want to go to bed with me? Like, no, fuck off. And then you get these other people that are wasted, and you have these really weird conversations all the way home that were really interesting, but they were way more fun.
Oh my goodness. So because when you're talking about the rum, I've got a very clear memory of Southern Comfort.
Oh yes, I had that for a while. Southern Comfort and Alan Peake.
Nearly 2 days. Every time I threw up, that's all I could smell, all I could taste. And even now, just looking at a bottle just brings back that memory. And I was just in my late teens. Like you, I gave up alcohol for years and years.
Years and years, yeah.
And then I got reintroduced to it, and I have never looked back.
Yes, exactly. It's only recent. It's probably only the last 10 years, or less than that. Probably about 7 or 8 years I've started drinking again.
But we drink from a different perspective now because we've covered a lot of years of healing and recovery.
Well, yes, and Tote's my first wife. She also used to drink, but that was because of the time, and she was a lesbian, and she was quite a lot older than me. So there was lots of social inhibitions for her. But she actually, when I met her, was only drinking a tiny bit.
Okay.
So that worked. So we didn't drink, and it was just fine, And we did all sorts of other things instead.
So whereabouts did you meet Toots?
Well, actually, I came back. I'd been working in the mines in Australia.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because you were a truck driver.
Yeah, dump truck driver.
Big dump truck driver.
Drivers, yeah.
Oh, this lady's brave.
Stupid.
Other things we do, eh?
Yeah, no. So I came back from that, and I went to university because I finally decided that because of the way I'd spent my youth, I didn't think I was clever. I thought I was dumb. So it wasn't until much later in my life I realised that actually I think quite quickly, and I'm not stupid. But nobody could tell me that, and I couldn't work that out. So I went and did all sorts of weird and wonderful jobs, as you do. And so when I came back from Australia, I decided to go to university. So a gay guy of mine, a friend of mine, he had a house on Waiheke that he'd bought for his auntie. But his auntie didn't like it, so she bought another house. So for my final exams, because at that stage university was a year, I took 2 weeks off work and I went over there to study. Because at that stage you were doing 7 subjects. So, it was quite like,
yeah.
And I'd never done 7th form, and it was a very long time since I'd done school. So I was having to learn 7th form and also first year university, because I started off doing a BSc. And so I went over there to study, and I met his auntie. And that was,
right.
His auntie was who I ended up with.
Wow.
And it was like, she was so much older than me, and she was a most kind-hearted, stunning woman, and something just said I need to be with her, and I don't know why, to this day I still don't know why, but I did. I just felt like her and I are supposed to be together.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
And were you aware that you were gay in your earlier years?
Yes. Well, yeah, I knew it was different.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay, and then part of me had to work through that thing of, was it because I was abused or is it because that's who I am? Mm-hmm. So I did have to work that out. I tried having a boyfriend and really I don't like them. They smell. They're just not me. So you know that.
Yeah.
I worked
so that was your biggest clue.
Yeah, that was. It was a really big clue, and I realised it. I am. But I mean, funnily enough, I feel sorry for Mum. My mother always wanted grandchildren. My mother only had 2 children, myself and my brother, and we're both gay. 100% success rate.
Oh wow! So that
no grandchildren.
So unless of course there's an adoption or something like that. So
no, but yeah,
you're not going to do that anyway.
No. And I think brother's got past that point. He did have a stage where he was going to have a child with a woman in Australia, but that never happened.
That never happened either. No.
So probably a good thing.
Oh, that's amazing. So you met Toots.
Yes, I met Toots. Yes.
So and so you obviously finished your studies.
I finished. I started my first year of my BSc, and then it totally freaked me out about how hard it was. And then I thought maybe I'll go and try the other thing I wanted to do, which was mechanics.
Oh, right.
And so at that stage, Dad was teaching at Manukau Institute of Technology, as it's now called. And so I used to catch the ferry over because I was living with Toots. And then we'd go out there and I did the pre-trade automotive. And at that stage, you could still sit trade cert. So I went over there and did that for a year. Then I couldn't get a job because I was a woman and I lived on Waiheke. Because at that stage it was still, right. There was only very few women in mechanical trades. So that didn't work. So then I went back to university again because then I thought, well, maybe I could do a business degree because I'd like the statistics part. And so I transferred to a BCom and I did that.
Wow.
And so that was quite interesting too because like I said, I didn't do 7th form. So I only got in to do the BSc based on the fact that I was old. And that older than everyone else at the university, I felt like. But that means I could do things. But yeah, I transferred. So they let me in for that, and then they interviewed me to do BCom because there was quite a big wait, and they ended up, because it was such a big year, they split. Basically, they put the smart people at the Auckland campus. And they put the slightly less smart people at the Glen Innes campus, because at that stage they'd only just built the Glen Innes campus, which actually was a huge blessing.
Oh, is that where they put you?
Yes, because I didn't have exams or anything like that, and I'd scraped through my BSc, my first year. So they put me there, and it was really good. The reason was because you're not in town, so you're stuck there, and the buses used to come to and from. So therefore, as a group, you were forced to interact with the other students, which at the main university, when I'd done my BSc, my first years, I never made a single friend there because they were all basically come from school, so they hung around with their school friends. And because I was that much older, and I looked, obviously like I look now, but worse, you didn't make friends as easily. So going out to Glen Innes, it meant that I actually got to meet people and make friends with people, which was a huge thing. Because we used to sit there and do all of our assignments in the lunchroom area. They had a lunchroom area, and we would do group assignments, or we'd help each other with assignments. So it made a huge difference to my university.
For sure, and it helps build confidence, and camaraderie with people, and
yes, which in the city campus does not happen.
It didn't happen. So it was almost like you were divinely guided,
absolutely,
into that environment for you to help you build your self-esteem, your self-worth, your confidence, especially after your earlier years. Of what you had to experience and what you went through. But you came through the other side of that beautifully.
I did.
And
I discovered I was smart and I could get a degree. So
and
that was...
And an energetic alchemist.
Indeed.
But it's interesting how how the roads that we take that bring us to where we are now, and we reflect back to what we experienced and we think, geez, I survived that.
Well, yes, and also the people and the things that happened at the right time and led me on another path. It's like everything turns up at the time that it's supposed to turn up. At the time, it doesn't feel like it. But if you look back, you think, wow,
The timing was perfect for everything, wasn't it?
It is. It's kind of like what's supposed to happen will.
Yes. So
So how long were you married? How long were you and Toots married?
We were together. So this was my first year of my science degree. So we were together probably 12 years.
Okay.
12 to 14. Oh, hang on. 29. Yeah, probably 15 years.
Right.
And so she lived on Waiheke, and that's where she wanted to be. And the whole reason she lived on Waiheke was that when her nephew was gay as well, when he drove her through the centre of Oniroa, two women were walking down the street holding hands.
Oh, wow.
Which is a freedom she'd never had in her life.
Yeah.
So she was just like, okay, this is the place for me.
Yes, because there is actually there was, back in the day, if I remember correctly, it was a big gay community.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Waiheke was full of greenies, gays, misfits.
It was like an alternative place to live, wasn't it?
It was. Artists.
Yeah.
All sorts of, it was where the weird and wonderful went.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was, for me and for her, it was a lovely place to be,
Now that's shifted and changed too, hasn't it?
It has.
It's now become one of
the new era.
Yeah, it's a you or I could never afford to go and live with there. Well, you go visit and go, that's pretty.
Yeah, but it's again changed the place that's out of the reach of most people again.
Exactly, sort of the rich and famous. Yeah, but we're saying that lightly, with tongue in cheek and with love and grace and ease.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Because you obviously were meant to meet Toots, you got married, you had a beautiful life together, and then she unfortunately died.
Yeah, she got sick first. Then
she got sick.
I nursed her for 5 years.
Yeah.
So that was quite a hard 5 years, to be fair. She had heart failure, and some of it was caused by medical misadventure.
Oh, wow.
So that made it even more difficult. But I loved her, and I had to make a decision. I mean, I just finished university, and my decision was, do I look after the love of my life, or do I continue with my career and get someone else to look after her? Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, I'm going to do it better than anyone else. So I chose looking after her over having a career, really.
And that's interesting, because we were just talking about decisions and choices this morning.
Yeah.
In the live, but we were talking about that also. So you made that choice, and you don't regret that?
No. Because, she was a beautiful, beautiful person who had quite a hard life growing up because of her sexual orientation, because she came from a family of misogynists. And she had one partner prior to me, and she was with her till she died of cancer. Right. And her brothers were always trying to get her into bed to convert her partner and stuff like that, Yeah. And having had all of that, she was the most beautiful person, and it was my privilege to look after her.
So she was very blessed, and so were you.
Yeah, it was,
You got to meet each other, and your paths crossed when they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of healing too.
Yes.
With both of you.
Yes, because she gave me confidence to do. Yeah. She made me go to university, essentially.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She was the one that pushed me. Yeah. She said, "You're bright." And I went, "No, I'm not." and so she was the one that encouraged me and said, "Yes, you are. You need to go and do it."
But all of those studies are never wasted anyway, because you're using them for other things now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So once Toots passed, then what did you do?
I was still on Waiheke.
On Waiheke. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so because she lived on Waiheke. So, and then one of my things was, because I didn't get a lot of time off. So so what I did was I got a 3-hour block, 2 3-hour blocks off a week, because she was pretty much 24-hour care.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And so one of them, I got a trailer sailor, and I practiced sailing in Blackpool Beach. So I'd row out and sail. And the other one, I learnt to play bridge.
Oh, right. Bridge,
which then becomes a constant theme through the rest of my life.
Yes, right.
But yeah, and we'd met. Funnily enough, I met my next partner, who was a friend. She was a bank teller, and Toots used to go in and talk about her and say how funny she was and how lovely she was. And then I kind of knew her as the bank teller, but she didn't realise that Toots and I were together. She was married with 3 kids, and she did not realise that we were partners. It wasn't until much later that she realised that I was Toots' partner, and she kind of fell for me. And so then she ran off from her marriage, so that created a little bit of drama on Waiheke.
Yeah, right.
But
wow.
but we met through bridge, basically.
Yeah. And she was the bank teller.
Yeah. And she'd retired by then.
Oh, she had retired.
Yes, another one, yeah. I have a thing for older women, I've got to say. But now I find myself being the older woman. It's a bit hard.
You're the older woman.
Yeah, it's a bit harder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But still, you've had a great...
Oh yeah, she was fabulous as well.
Yeah. Now, I remember meeting Joan. I remember the day we met her. She had us cracking up laughing. She was just such... She was so full of... She was vivacious, actually.
Yeah, she had a reverent humour. She was...
She was fantastic. But then even both of you together having a huge sense of humour, you had everyone cracking up.
Oh yeah, because we worked off each other really
Exactly.
well.
You did. You did. And it's just amazing. I just, we loved, all of us loved being in that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember that one, I think it was one evening, and she said to everybody, who feels like a cup of tea? And we just all looked at each other and we went, oh yeah. And then she just looks at you and she's, what are you going to make us? And it was the way that she came out with it and said it, it was friggin' hilarious. Just sitting in the chair, just like, like her graciousness.
She was her graciousness.
Yes, she was. She was incredible. I loved her. And and that's around about the same time we met you too. It's going back a few years ago now.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, she was, and it amazes me. Her children thought she was mad running off with me, but she'd always been gay. But she didn't, when she was young, she didn't know.
Or she didn't acknowledge it.
Well, she didn't think it was possible. She grew up in Rangariri, which is a really, really small Waikato town. And so she didn't think it was an option. She didn't, because there was nothing around her to say that there was. And by the time she did realise, she had already married with kids.
Sure.
So...
As many are.
Yes.
As many do, so, yeah.
Yeah, and so when I came along, it was the first time in her life she chose to be her.
Isn't that amazing?
And
making the choice to be who she wanted
at
to
her
be.
age, she got to choose to be who she wanted to be. And so for the last 11 years of her life, we had fabulous time.
Yeah.
And she got to be her.
And you two, both together, got to create this.
Yes, we did. This is the product of both of my wives.
Yes.
And I thank them every day for this, because they led me to this, which was, funnily enough, my childhood dream to be the hermit on the hill. And here it is. Here we are.
Here we are. Hermits on the hill.
Yep.
And overlooking, we can see the harbour.
Yes.
Out the window. You can't see it, but we can.
We can, yes.
And it's drizzling right now. And we've got what was called the winter view.
Yes.
All the leaves are down, so you can see for miles. But in the summertime, you just see we're cocooned in this massive greenery.
Yes.
Yeah.
All different native trees, and so they're all different trees behind the hedgerow.
Yeah.
So it's great.
But what the beauty of this, though, Trace, is that you can feel the energy of Toots and Joan here.
Yeah.
You can feel them. Yeah. And they're here gracing the land all the time. So, yeah. And it was interesting because it was a time, because you came to one of our retreats.
I did.
Actually, before we go into that, can we flip back to Joan? Because now she passed away during COVID.
That was horrendous.
Yes.
That was the pits. Because, I mean, even, you always say, it's always that it wouldn't be a shock when you know someone's dying. But when they die, it's still a shock. It really is quite shocking. So when she died, it was COVID. So the doctor had given me his home phone number, and he'd only just got home, and I had to bring her and say, look, she's died. Because at this stage, there was also, in the COVID period, she was very sick. So she was on, basically she said she was terminal, there was nothing more we could do for her. So hospice were treating her, but hospice didn't know, changed their protocols every time they visited us, because they were still trying to work out how to deal with it. Sometimes they'd come in, sometimes they wouldn't come in, and all that kind of thing. And so I always ended up having to give her medications, which is not unusual because I had to do the same for Toots anyway. But, you had to ring them and tell them every time you were doing something.
Right.
And then when she started to breathe really heavily and nothing I was giving her was working, and I suddenly went, oh crap, she's about to die. Oh shit, what do I do, and she just died.
And
all I could say was, I love you, and just go.
oh wow.
And then so you ring the funeral director and you ring the doctor, and so they come in that, and then they just took her away. And then I never saw her again. So there was no funeral. And I mean, part of my process with both, when Dad died, because Dad died the year before, and Toots died, was actually seeing them and dressing them. It kind of helps you understand that actually they have gone.
It helps you process it, and
Yes.
it helps you to say your goodbyes.
Yes, yeah, and you can kind of do it, and you can dress them how they would be dressed, and all of those things. And I couldn't do any of it with Joan. Mm-hmm. And it really screwed up my grieving.
Mm-hmm. It did, yeah. It would do, because she was just taken away.
Yeah, and I couldn't actually see, hey, was she really actually dead when they took her away?
And there was no funeral.
There was no funeral.
So
couldn't have a funeral. Couldn't even go to the crematorium. They wouldn't, even though they changed the levels from 4 to 3, they still would not let me go to the crematorium to say goodbye. And I really, that's one of the worst things I think they've ever done with COVID, was not allowing people to grieve. Because for me, it doubled my grief time. It really did. And I mean,
yeah.
And it felt like all of my griefs, because I'd lost Toots, then I'd lost Dad, and then I'd lost Joan, the 3 most important people in my life, all in the same period. It felt like at the end of it, when they all died and you're alone because you're alone and it's COVID and nobody's allowed to talk to you and nobody's allowed to visit you, it was horrendous.
Can't even breathe.
Yeah, I know.
And so, yes.
There was
so, and that in itself is traumatic. And that's why that's possibly why your grieving took a bit longer, because of the trauma around that time in COVID.
Yeah.
Not being able to do what you wanted to do for her.
No.
Yeah.
It was it
was just like 1 minute she's there, now minute she's
next
gone.
minute she's gone.
Like nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah.
I was really grateful. 2 friends managed to squeeze their way out of Auckland and come and stay with me for the first week, which was enough to sort of get me over the initial. But then, once they went again, it was back to being alone. And it's quite a hard thing, because your entire world gets turned upside down.
Exactly.
At the very basic, you lose that person's ability to help around the house, and you also lose their wage.
Exactly.
So you have double the work and half the income.
Yeah, right. So,
which then it creates other stresses on top of the grieving.
So how long did it take you to come to terms with what happened during that COVID time with Joan?
A long time.
A long time.
I reckon it was a retreat, actually.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Retreat.
Yeah.
Because she came through loud and clear
Yeah.
about letting the property go at that time.
That was probably to make me do some cleaning and some sorting.
Time to let it go and move on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had...
Perhaps that's was, perhaps with your grief, because that was in 2023. So that was 2 years after her passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was better, but I wasn't anywhere near...
You weren't...
I weren't me.
No. You were part of the Tracey we knew, but not that full Tracey that we know now.
Yes.
Yes. Because you've come through now the other side.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's taken me probably 4.5 years.
So Tracey came to our retreat in Tongapurutu, and her wife came through and said, "Look, Tracey, it's time to let the property go and move forward." And I remember you cried and cried and cried, and it's like, yeah, okay, then I get it, I'll do this now. But what Tracey did do was amazing. So Tracey got cracking and started clearing out all sorts of things, didn't you? You started clearing
I had because Toots had died. Toots was the youngest of 7 children.
Right.
And she had a whole lot of her family stuff. She had shitloads of stuff.
Oh, that was all here?
Yes.
Yeah, it was all here.
And then Dad died. And then he was living in a retirement village on Waiheke. and we shifted for his last years. We managed. I said to him, look, I can't have you and Joe both dead in separate hospital district boards. You need to shift. So I brought him down to Katikati because he had friends in Katikati, so that was cool. But when Joan was sick, we went to we had to go and pack up Dad's place. So we're on the car ferry going there, and at this stage something had gone wrong with Joan's test, and the surgeon, we'd been going to Whakatane, and he said, oh no, she can't come to Whakatane, she has to go to have a see a doctor in Tauranga, because he realised that we were north of Tauranga Hospital, not south. And so we're on the car ferry, having just left Auckland, like half an hour into the journey, because it's an hour journey, and the phone rings and the hospital says, oh, can you please be down, Joan, there's someone has cancelled an appointment, you need to be back. And back in Tauranga, like the 8 o'clock, not the next morning, but the morning after. And I worked out that we couldn't leave Waiheke on a car ferry. We had to leave the last ferry on the next night.
Right.
So that basically gave me 26 hours to clean out Dad's place.
Oh.
Which was just like, and so that didn't happen very well. I had a friend come in, we took stuff to the dump, and the rest of it I just got a packer in, packed it all up, boxed it all up, and put it in the garage. Because I'd started cleaning out my own stuff. And there's the garage full again.
Yeah.
And so I had basically Joan had basically sorted out most of her stuff. She walked out of her marriage with very little. So it was basically only Toots and Dad's stuff, really.
And so that's what I had to
deal.
You had to deal with.
Yeah, because that was all of the stuff.
Yeah.
So
and then not long after that, then things bubbled to the surface from things that happened in your earlier life that needed to be really
looked at and
really dealt with.
Yeah, because I'd had in them. Like, I was exceptionally good at hiding stuff. I could switch off my brain and just because I used to overthink, I learned how to switch off my brain. Mm-hmm. I learned to switch it off really well to the point that I didn't have to think about anything. I'm awesome.
And unfortunately, it's only a short to fix it, isn't it?
Yes. It comes back and bites you later.
Oh yeah. But you dealt with it really well.
Yeah. It was quite a revelation. Really.
Yes, but it was intense at the time. But then when you took a closer look, it's like, oh wow.
I just started laughing at some of the things that happened.
I'm okay with this now. I can, I can really work through this, and I can let this go now.
Yeah. And some of the things that happened, I was like, oh my God, that explains that. I wish somebody had told me that earlier.
You
let it go with love and laughter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what you've done.
Yeah.
So now.
Yes.
Now, this is why I view you now. I've seen you come through so much, Tracey, over the last few years. So much. You know what? And I feel privileged to be part of your journey and be part of your life.
I'm privileged to have you as my friends.
Well, I love you so much.
I love you too. Sweetie. And you have helped me so much on my journey.
Well, you know what? We've always had to have. I always believe that we all show up at the right time to bring in what is needed at the time.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about relationships and friendships and the work that we do. So that's why I call you this amazing, this energetic alchemist, because when you put your mind to something, when you do switch it back on, you put your mind to something, what you create from that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I have visions and I try and make them happen.
Yes, and that's what you're doing here now.
Yeah.
So you're only one person. Joan has since passed, so you're running this property here. She's got avocados, fruit trees galore, which we love, citrus, walnuts, plums. Oh, peaches is beautiful. Apples, cider apples.
Cider apples, lots of cider apples.
For making cider. Yeah, that's Francis'
go-to.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful space to be in. I love coming here, and even our dog QB loves. He knows as soon as we turn onto Barrett's Road where we're going, and he is just all over the place. And then when he gets out of the vehicle, he runs off down that property. He just loves it here.
He does.
He's just so much at peace. It's like home for him. And I love walking around the property, so we go for lots of walks around the property. Now, so these visions that you have now of the property, Trace, do you want to share with our viewers what you're doing now?
Well, what I'm trying to do is, because there's lots of people that are in my position. So when you're single and you're older, you don't have the income, and it's quite hard to maintain a house on your own. So I've got one woman who's single. She was in a motorhome, but she's now in a tiny home.
She shifted a tiny home onto the property.
Yes. So and so I'm trying to work out ways to make this property pay for itself and help me a little bit too, because yeah, ideally I'd like to work full time on the property, and the only way I can do that is by having other people renting or whatever. So I've had options for people to have tiny homes, or else I might have. I'm still working out which is which, but it's either tiny homes or make a little area that's got rental tiny homes for like an Airbnb or something like that.
Sure.
So,
and I do recall up on that hill there, you was like,
oh yes, that's where my favourite is. I want that because everyone wants to live up there because it's got the most spectacular views you can see from Motiti Island to Coromandel Peninsula.
Right. Oh wow!
Right, so everyone wants to live in there, and I've decided that it actually should be a community room.
Oh, I thought it was a party platform.
Well, that too. What you do in the community room is entirely up to you, but everyone should be able to access the views. So yes, it's the party room. I was trying to be nice. In a community room.
Well, community room, yeah. So communal.
So everyone who lives on the property or visits the property can go up there either by their own or with a group of us and have a party, and have kitchen, toilet facilities, so that you can relax or you can party. Do both.
Why not? There's always something to celebrate, isn't there?
Absolutely, and I kind of think everyone wants to live there, but I think everyone should access it. If there's more than one person living on here, then they should be allowed to access the views, whether it be for your own peace and quiet or to have an awesome party.
Down below, okay, so we've got an uphill and we've got a downhill. Down below are all these persimmon trees. Oh, I love persimmons.
So do I.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, so Tracey has decided to, there's a couple of old ones down there that she's going to have taken out, aren't you? And perhaps have one of these tiny homes put down there. It's such an amazing space. It's got a glass house, it's got power, it's got water. It's got everything there.
It's got sheds there.
It's got sheds.
Yeah. So yes. So I was either going to do park over property, or as I can afford them, put on tiny homes, or I'm looking at an option of maybe someone else putting it on and I just get a percentage.
Right.
But yeah.
So anyone listening here today would like to live out in the country, would like to have a tiny home, or would love to share the space with Tracey, you know what? Give her a call. And come see the property and see what's available for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I say, anyone here's the fruit's here for everyone. I give a lot away to my friends. I have a friend that she makes jam and I make jam, so we swap a lot.
Yeah.
Or my other one is Dam's and gin. Everyone's keen on that.
and getting it all before the birds do. Because we've seen the rosellas, we've seen the pookikas, we've seen other birds out there just helping themselves. And look, I've been on my walks in the morning with the dog and picking up avocados on the ground and get them here before the birds eat them. Beautiful avocados from galore. So good for you.
That's my nutritional base, avocados.
Avocado, yeah.
It's got everything you need except vitamin C, which is perfect for me.
Oh yeah, because Tracey can't absorb, or you can't take
vitamin C.
Yeah. So what about your spiritual duty?
Well, that's been really enlightening, really. Thank you. But yeah, I always, when you always feel like you should be put on this planet for something, and you always know you are, and some of the things I've realised that I've gone to places because I haven't had children, I've worked in huge amounts of places, and I've always been a bit of a catalyst, really.
Right. Now, this is an amazing story. Okay, I love this story. I had to crack up, so you'll crack up laughing too. Go on.
So you go into a place, so I always think I'm a catalyst, so I go in there, create havoc and hell, and then leave. It's awesome.
And just let them get on with it.
Yes, you've created the change that was needed, you've shaken them all up, and then you just bugger off again.
And that's how it's meant to happen. Yeah.
It's kind of like how I view what France and I do now. We just get in there, sort some stuff out. I kind of view ourselves and like yourself as trailblazers. We go in there, we can see what needs to be done, we get it done, and then boom.
Yeah.
Time for new adventure. And offering new adventure. New people, new experiences, new places, faces. And that's what I love about the work that we do.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I mean, and I know when it came through that it was to sell it, to sell the property. But when it didn't sell, I thought, well, okay, so maybe it's not supposed to sell. Maybe I'm just meant to sort it out and do what Joan and I had talked about doing anyway, or change it slightly.
Yeah. And that was kind of like your breakthrough, wasn't it? It was like, oh, well, right, okay, I'm just going to get on with it now, get cleaned up here, make some plans, and now it's starting to shape up.
Yeah, the plans are starting to come to fruition.
Because had you not made that shift, it would need to have been sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. So I didn't know where to go.
And that's just come through just now. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Because I didn't know. Yeah. I thought, well, if I'm going to sell, and I didn't know where I was going to go, I figured that whatever was going to happen the correct property would come up at the right time, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
and I thought, okay.
And you know what, Tracey? Yesterday, when I was walking up around the containers, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, well, I can see little homes in these containers. Or things stored, people bringing stuff in and having them stored in there. Having stuff, yeah.
I know. Well, I actually thought one out there could turn into the jam room because I'd put it behind the orchard and use it for drying the walnuts and making jams in. And the other one I thought I'd turn into the woodwork shed.
There you go. So it's being turned into something.
Yes, that's my plan.
So those are your plans. Yeah. Okay. And they're just sitting out there ready for you to do that.
Well, I have to empty them because I started packing them when I was leaving.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I put all the stuff I wanted in there, so now I have to go and get them out again.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay, but that's easy. That's something that's a summer project, isn't it?
It is.
All right. So that is what. So those are your plans, Trace, for creating an environment here for people to come, and it's safe.
Yes. Safe. I don't want dramas. I'm not excluding men by any stretch of the imagination, but they have to meet up to our very, very high standards.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's about the compatibility and being able to work together.
Yeah. And it's about. I think this property creates more than enough for me, and it's enough to feed lots of people.
Yes.
And so I'm kind of trying to do self-sufficient, help people, community.
Yeah.
Even if it's maybe people come in and leave again, it's just
for whatever length of time they need to be here.
Yeah.
So people that are coming out of perhaps broken relationships and need to come to a place for healing.
Exactly.
And that's where you come in. Because you're like that beautiful soul that people can just sit down and talk to, and you have a wonderful way, the gift of the gab. And I say that with grace and with great pleasure, because you just know exactly what to say in that moment. And that helps people through whatever trauma, drama or harm that they're going through.
Yes, because been through a lot of things as well.
Because it's not your first rodeo. We've all been through these different rodeos.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, different rides.
Yes, some of them better than others.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's amazing. So and you know what? If it's amazing. Had a few years ago, when we were shifting from, I didn't realise that when we're shifting from the Coromandel to Taranaki, that you were thinking about putting something like that here, and that you said, you could have brought the bus down here, and I'm thinking, well, shit, we missed an opportunity there, didn't we?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, the opportunity's still there.
Well, the opportunity's still there, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm not going nowhere, so still here.
Yeah, and it's just a neat place to be, and I always feel like I'm coming home when I come into this space.
Yes. Yeah. It has got an amazing energy, this place.
It has. It's just, and it's healing.
Yeah.
It's a very healing energy. Yeah.
It is.
And it's the safety that people are wanting, are really craving for right now because of all the chaos that's happening in our world.
Because it's just totally self-contained. Yeah. Like I went out to go and buy milk, and I went, oh my God, look at all these cars. Where do they come from? What are they doing? Oh, I'm going home again.
Yeah, it's like yesterday going out, and it's like, whoa, because you can't hear anything here.
No.
apart from the birds.
Yeah, it's very peaceful.
It's
I
very
love it.
peaceful. Yeah. So you don't hear any traffic, no noise. There's no road noise.
Yeah.
And there's no light pollution at night either. So
No.
all you see is that you look out the window. There's no curtains here, but you look out the window at night and all you see is the stars and the moon. It's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. And nature. Yeah.
At its best.
So, darling, have you got anything else that you would like to share with us, or would like to share with our viewers? Any little.
I'm sorry, we're looking at France.
He's sitting over there saying,
He said we should share a drink.
"Yeah, a cider or something."
Yes.
We're probably getting to that time anyway. So, yeah. So, any pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share with anyone, with everyone?
Oh, yeah, same as what everyone says. You know, everything you're going through for a reason, and you will come out the other side.
That's
No
right.
matter how shitty it feels like at the time.
Yes, because things can get messy.
Things change.
Yeah,
That's the only thing constant in life is change.
it's changed. Yeah,
And nothing is ever the same the next day. It's another day.
it's another day. Right. Well, thank you, Tracey. I really, really appreciate you coming in and having the courage to come and have this chat.
I know, I felt a bit scared because I didn't think I was special. But apparently I'm illuminated alchemist now. I so love that.
And I love that because I just look at what you've created and I've seen so many shifts and changes in you since since you came to that retreat, and I just feel so privileged and so proud of you, really, to see what you've accomplished
I know.
in that short amount of time
And where am I going next?
and where you're going next.
Who knows?
Because your birthday's you've got to tell everybody what you do for your birthday.
Oh, I'm going zip. I'm doing that slightly fatty version of an eco zip. I'm going eco zipping at Driving Creek, but this best bit is you get to take a train all the way up and zip right down.
And that's up in the Coromandel.
This is the Coromandel, it's awesome.
Yeah. So her birthday's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy birthday for next week, darling.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
so, and what else have you got? Any other adventures lined up or on your to-do list?
Oh, I've lots of adventures I want to do.
Yeah.
I just have to fund them.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, I'm going up after I've done the zip lining. I'm going up picking up a friend from Waiheke, and then we're going up to Russell so we can drink wine and eat oysters, because that sounds like another way to spend my birthday.
Divine.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then I'd love to travel, and I love travel.
Yeah. And have you done some travelling in the past?
With Joan, yes,
Yeah.
we did some fantastic.
Yeah.
We went because at that stage I had some money. I don't anymore. I've become poor again.
But you're enriched.
Yes, I'm enriched.
You're enriched with.
I'm enriched, but yeah, we went to places. We went to Turkey. That was stunning. That was really. We did a cruise. Did a repositioning cruise through to the Mediterranean. Then we did the Mediterranean islands, and then we went and did a bus tour of Turkey.
Wow. Yeah.
And that was, we went to Greece, and we went up to the Acropolis, and they've got all these big ropes and people with whistles, and all that touch air and everything. And then we went to Turkey on this tour, and we went to, there's this place called Ephesus, which is built entirely of marble, and it was buried in a volcanic ash, and it's going to take them probably 100 years to dig it out again. But it was spectacular, and all of these places like Troy and Pergamon, and places where they used to race Roman carts around in Turkey. And the best bit was the balloons. We went to Cappadocia. It was on TV the other night, and because they do the safety briefing, right, and Joan was standing in front of me, so they said, oh, you're going to land on the person that's standing behind you, of course. So she was happy, because of course I'm a bit squishy, so she was like, soft landing, yay. So she was quite happy about that. So we went up, you go in dark, and they start filling up the balloons, and then so you hop in the basket, and there's as the sun comes up, all you can see is probably 100 balloons with different colours and different shapes, and it's just stunning, it's like the most amazing thing. And she was a bit scared of heights, so she wasn't keen on me taking up, but once she got up there, it was one of the most spectacular things.
And you don't hear anything up there, do
No.
you? No.
And you could just see all these different colours, and you're flying over quite low over people, you could see what people were growing in their gardens and stuff like that. It was amazing.
Wow,
It
what
was
an experience.
Yeah.
And how long were you in the basket for?
We were up there for I think it was about 2 hours maybe. And then, of course, they don't actually do that. They have this ute with a trailer chasing your balloon, and then they just land it on the trailer.
Okay.
And then they give you a little ladder and you climb out. Lovely.
Right. Nice.
Yeah. They just do the scary bit first.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds absolutely delightful.
Yes, and I'd really like to travel.
Yeah.
I'd like to travel more.
Yeah.
So part of my thing is getting enough money by doing these things so I can afford to travel, and then I have to find someone to travel with.
All right. Well, we could probably put our hands up. We could be your travel companions.
Oh, excellent!
Because we just love travelling too.
Same.
But like you know, we're pensioners, and so. But you know what? I always believe that if something's going to happen for us, and if we, like you being the energetic alchemist you are, and us being the you know, doing what we do, we're going to create those realities. Because we have a vision, we have a plan.
Yep.
And Creator will support that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, my darling, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was just amazing.
That was amazing.
All right, my darling. So we're going to continue on with our day, and look, thank you for joining us. And look, we look forward to, well, we have got lots to look forward to because, well, if we look at big, it's Franz over there. He's sitting over there going, so, okay, so what is the time anyway? Well, not quite.
No, it was the Kokako. It's 3:00.
Oh, right.
My favourite food.
All right. Thank you, Tracey.
Thank you, Sharon.
Cuddles. Oops. Oh,
Thank you.
thank you, my darling. All right, take care, everyone, and have an absolutely brilliant weekend, a great week, and be the energetic alchemist like Trace. See you. Bye.